Well, I want you to think about when you see someone who looks like an overnight success. That's a 20-year overnight success. But self-made billionaire, did it on her terms. But I told you to start with that 80% of wealth building is psychology and 20% is mechanics. How much of what she did was mechanical, was strategic? She was very smart, but most of it was really psychology. If you see that, raise your hand and say, I. See, I looked at my notes again because I take notes every time I'm around somebody, even though I know them well. I was like, once again, what made her successful? 7 years of door-to-door sales. Without that, none of this would have happened because she learned to develop the skill of knowing how to get across to someone, how in a short time to make sure you put the benefit in their terms, how to read their body language. All that came from 7 years. Also, the persistence that's required to be in door-to-door sales for 7 years. I was in it for 3.5 years. I completely relate. I used to go and sell music to people. They call people up and say, hey, we're a great new music company in the area. What kind of music do you like? One of people's going to drop by and give you a free gift. And then I would talk my way in the door and give a 2-hour presentation on why you should sign up for this music club. We had to get so many tapes a month. And I learned how to talk to people that were drunk. I was in rich people's homes. I was in poor people's homes. I was poor. I had to learn how to discipline and push myself through at 2 in the morning. All of that background made it possible for her to do this. Now, you don't have to go through all that background, but you need skill. And that skill of understanding human beings. What else? How about her dad? Her dad teaching her every day, what have you failed at, and celebrating it. Teaching her to redefine failure. That's one of the biggest reasons people fail. Yesterday during our Zoom call, several people brought up their fear of failure or the issues of how to deal with it. Because it's critical, because failure is learning. If you learn, it's not a failure. And her dad taught her that every single day till she was willing to just try anything. She wasn't afraid anymore, not because she wasn't afraid, but because she'd done it so many times. Remember I said, I don't care how you feel. Do it, do it, do it, do it, and suddenly you'll feel good. Don't wait to feel good before you do it or you'll never begin. What else did she have? Incredible sense of urgency. Did you get that? Right? Death. Death made her remember, hey, I'm not going to be here forever. We get one shot. People forget that, but that sense of urgency made her drive. Then how did she find her way? Because many of you have a vehicle. How many already have a financial vehicle, meaning you own your own business or a beginning one? Let me see your hands percentage-wise. Huge percentage. How many of you don't yet have a vehicle, meaning you're just all you have currently is a job or a career? You don't have a vehicle of your own economy per se, okay? So how did she find that vehicle? She asked. So, my teacher, Jim Rohn, used to say, ask and you shall what? Receive. It's a pretty good formula, right? It's in the good book. But what I learned being around Jim Rohn was you can't just ask, like, give me $1 million. You got to ask specifically. If you say, give me more money, here's $1, you're out of here. So ask specifically, jot it down. If you're going to ask for something, you got to ask specifically. But you also, secondly, have to give something first. You have to add value to them first.
Some of you are in the darkest of darkest valleys. I don't know what you're going through, but I know what you need. Hope. And I want you to know that beautiful things can come from your broken pieces when you give your broken pieces a chance.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
In the last 90 days, how many books have you read? In the last year, what new skill or knowledge have you acquired? What kind of investment have you made in you? So I'm saying that as you begin to look at where you want to go, if you want to make it today, and things are changing so fast, you have to literally run to stand still. I'm saying that you've got to make some conscious effort to begin to work to develop you.
Your gift will make room for you. Now, what is your gift? It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Quit running away from the gift. Your gift will make room for you. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at.
How to turn nothing into something. How tangible are ideas and imagination? Ideas that become so powerful in your mind and your consciousness, they seem real to you even before they become tangible. Imagination that is so strong that you can actually see it. You can actually see it. If somebody cannot see it when it is not here, then it will never be here.
There's joy in the journey. I want to be a billionaire. Where I'm at right now, oh, please understand I'm cool. But if I could get $1 billion, though, if you destroy the dream, the Bible says a man without a dream or vision shall perish. It never mentions if you don't have an education.
Today, for an entrepreneur to think big, piece of cake today. So whatever the big thinking idea is that I have, I need confidence to be thinking bigger. And confidence happens with smaller victories. A big victory is a combination of many, many small victories that didn't stop after another one. You have one victory, boom, go get another one, and another one, and another one. All of a sudden, you have a massive victory.
The bottom line is, no one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you got to push yourself.
I'd like to ask you to take a look at any place you've got a limitation and ask yourself, when did I decide to accept that limitation? Think about it. It doesn't matter what's happening, quote unquote, in the marketplace. People that make money find a way to make money no matter what, don't they? I mean.
And the question is, if you died today, what dreams, what ideas, what talents, what books, what music, what leadership, what voice will die with you? Miles Monroe, great orator and speaker, said the wealthiest place on the planet, it's not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where there are diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is the cemetery. Because there you'll find greatness that we've never seen. There you'll find talent and genius and potential never actualized. Perhaps that's why Henry David Thoreau wrote the words, "Oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived." Maybe that's why some unknown writer wrote the words, "What if you live your whole life only to discover that it was wrong? That it was wrong. That you were chosen to do something else and you didn't do it."
This may be the biggest problem we face as a society. People don't remember that skills have utility. They let you do something. You don't learn to build a house to impress your parents. You learn to build a house so people can live in the house you build. And once people understand that, like, holy shit, you're building this house so somebody can live in it, build a home in it, have a family, be sheltered from storms, like, it's a real thing, man. And so all of that effort and energy you went into, I have the chills right now, is so you can create that moment for yourself, for other people. It is something so much more than going to architecture school, which maybe you went to because your parents wanted that and they were architects. And so you do that thing for that and you forget that the whole reason you became an architect was to build houses. And so once people realize, oh, I'm putting all of this time and energy to build these things because they let me do something. What do I want to do? What do I want to give? What do I want to create? When you look at skills from that perspective, it is like it is being a superhero. It is being a superhero. You're going to collect these abilities. These abilities actually let you do something. The fact that Superman can fly allows him to save people, allows him to do things other people can't do. We all have this opportunity to become capable of the extraordinary, to be able to do things other people can't do. And that feels so good.
If there's one thing to get excited over, that's it. Get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things. What could you make yourself do starting tomorrow that would change it all? No! Tell it. Now see, that's exciting. On any given day, you can massively change the direction of your life. Murder is a clear example that any one person on any given day can forever alter the course of their life. It just happens to be a negative act. But just as sure as you can commit a negative act, you can also commit a positive act and forever alter your life whenever you wish. Now that's exciting. And whatever that act might be that changes your life. The guy finally takes a shotgun to his car and blows out every window, destroys every tire, puts 100 rounds in this shabby old thing. And he says, I have driven this embarrassing thing for the last time. And not only will I never drive it again, nobody else will ever drive it again. And he lets that shuddering thing stand there for a while as a monument to the day he said, today my life changes. Now who can do that? Anybody. When can you do it? Whatever day you pick. Now here's the key to discipline. Start with the little disciplines, get excited over the little disciplines, and get right on those, because those will lead to the big ones. You can't handle the big challenges in life unless you take on the little ones. Make a list of all the things you can do, get right on those, discipline yourself for those, both for the results and for the muscle and for the practice, so that when life hands you some big challenges, you'll be ready, you'll have the muscle. But see, if you don't handle the small ones, you can't take care of the big ones. Okay, here's what else it takes for life. Change. Self-motivation. Key phrase, self-motivation. I don't know why we call it self-motivation. It's really the only kind there is. You got to motivate yourself. Because I found out you can't change people. They can change themselves, but you can't change them. Lord knows some I've tried. But see, it won't work. People have to change themselves. I learned some of those lessons early. I built a little sales organization way back in those early days. I'm 25. And I had some nice people. I said, I'm going to make these people successful if it kills me. I almost died. Right? I mean, you can't do that. See, I've discovered this. Good people are not trained, they're found. You find good people. You don't make them good, you find them good. Training really is for the purpose of finding good people. You don't need much instruction for a good person. Too much training probably means you got the wrong people.